How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel with some more Arsenal transfer news, updates, opinions, discussions, and all that good stuff. And today we gonna talk about some very uncomfortable stuff. Basically, let's be honest. Nobody knows what the hell is going on, who Arsenal will sign, and when they're gonna sign. Because we have been linked with gazillion players. None of them happened, pretty much. We basically, during every transfer window, are linked with about 50 players, maybe 55, if not 60, and we signed maybe one of them. The rest of them come out of nowhere. And Mikel Arteta has achieved what he kind of wanted to do for quite some time. Lock Arsenal down, kind of like Fort Knox, and not let any information slip out. And he has done that quite brilliantly, not gonna lie, because at the moment, as we're sitting here, we were linked with Šeško, we were linked with... I could generally count Zirkzee, Osimhen, what's his face, about Hato, then there was Diomande, then there was Kimmich at some point, Chiesa, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on. And that is pretty much every single transfer window. So today we're gonna have some uncomfortable discussions. Let's just say that. First, we're gonna talk about some transfer rumors again, which most likely won't happen, but hey ho, they are reporting. Let's talk about it. Let's just talk about, in an essence, what if it comes true. Basic, what if that 1% comes to life. So like, comment, subscribe, that would be much appreciated, and let's get into it. And we are kicking things off with news in general about Arsenal's transfer policy, since falling short on Benjamin Šeško, who allegedly was the #1 target for Arsenal at the moment, Mikel Arteta would like a left back, midfielder, and a winger, but any arrivals are likely to have to be balanced by sales, and that balanced by sales stuff is the stuff we're gonna talk about in uncomfortable stuff towards the second part of the video. Moving on, Arsenal are expected to shift their strengthening their midfield. The club need a player to complement Declan Rice and also are open to adding more attacking-minded midfield player. Although in a difficult market, it's not difficult market, my ass. It's not a difficult market. It's basically whether you want to pay or you don't want to pay. It's not yet clear who their primary targets would be. And this is the big one. It's not yet clear who their primary targets would be. Because nobody has a damn clue. Let's be real. David Ornstein doesn't have a clue. Fabrizio Romano doesn't have a clue. Nobody actually has a clue what Arsenal are going after, what's their transfer policy, what are their plans, who they're gonna sign, who they want to sign, and who will they sign. And then out of nowhere, Arsenal are interested in signing Real Madrid's Andrei Lunin. Now, Ukrainian goalkeeper, backup goalkeeper for Thibaut Courtois, but Courtois was injured for the most part of the season, so Lunin took his place, and he did a brilliant job. He won the title with Real Madrid in La Liga, they won the Champions League, but the Champions League, obviously, Courtois played, but most of the part Lunin played in those instances. But of course, let's see how this develops, because if I was Lunin, I wouldn't want to leave. Let's be real, I'm playing at Real Madrid, I understand I'm not the #1 guy, I'll be #2. I'm playing a decent amount of games, let's be real. Nobody knows how Courtois will look once he comes back from injury, so all is up in the air. They just ran out of loan for Kepa. They wanted to sign Kepa, but only for a certain amount or just back on loan. They don't want to pay like 20 or something odd million that Chelsea demanded for him. So this transfer, again, why? Out of where? Because genuinely, I don't believe Arsenal will sign him. For me, he is better than Ramsdale. Not most likely, he's better than Ramsdale. About over Raya, we would see, but again, it would be a loan. I doubt we would pay about what I would assume Real Madrid would ask, about 25-30 million. Would we pay for that? No chance in hell. He's Champions League winner, he's La Liga winner, he actually played one of the biggest roles in Real Madrid, winning it all this season almost, pretty much. So they can ask whatever they want. And Lunin to have a proper backup for Arsenal wouldn't be bad. But there's the thing, Lunin actually is that good that he could overtake Ryan and become our #1. Does Mikel want that? Hell no, doesn't want that. Because, let's be real, Arteta has burned through 8 goalkeepers already. And he just now find allegedly the correct one. would have stick with Martinez and we would have been golden. But no, he wants the goalkeeper like that, because he wanted Raya the same season we signed Ramsdale, but he wasn't ready to leave Sheffield at that time, if I'm not mistaken. So we took Ramsdale instead. Was it Sheffield? I think it was. Quote me on that one. I think Brentford or Sheffield. I think he was at Brentford. Yeah, he was at Brentford, but they weren't ready to let him go. So we signed Ramsdale, and now his new shiny toy turned out that he wants to leave. Last season we signed him on loan. Fabrizio Romano has confirmed that Arsenal are signing the paperwork, and he will become an Arsenal player. So for Arteta, it's happy days. For Arsenal fans, overall, if you look at just the signing, if you don't look overall at the history of goalkeepers Arteta has signed, it's also pretty decent. He got the most clean sheets in Premier League, got the Golden Glove, but mind you, he didn't do anything exceptional. He's a good keeper, but he's not a great keeper. He did good, but most of the time he got helped by defense because we had the best defensive record in the league. And who mostly was because of that? Because of Gabriel, Saliba and Ben White and Declan Rice. Because of those 4 players most of the time. Because they genuinely destroyed any chances of opponents' attacks right before they get into the box. They blocked so many shots it's countless, and they never got to David Raya. So David Raya most of the time didn't even had to show his skills if he has those. We don't know. We generally don't know. We saw what he did at Brentford, but it's a whole different thing when you play for Brentford and when you play for Arsenal, because let's just say you play for Brentford, you face about 10-15 shots a game, for example, right? For Arsenal, you face 5 shots, maybe 6, 3 of them are on target, and you have to be ready. We saw what happened against Porto, random shot, he's somewhere in no man's land, he concedes a goal. He has that odd mistake in him here or there, but that's how Arteta wants to play, so we have to live with it at the moment. So it is what it is. But losing to Arsenal, not gonna lie, I don't see it happening, obviously. Moving on to a left back who came out of nowhere. Arsenal plan to recruit a new left back this summer. Okay, that kind of I can get behind because we don't have a proper left back. TBR Football understands that the club are now considering moving for Stade Brestois Bradley Loco, 22 years young French left back. Again, who? First of all, who? I watch Ligue 1, I'll admit, but at the moment I have to say who? I haven't watched one Stade Brestois game. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest with you, I have no idea how he plays. I guess I will have to follow him now for maybe one day to check highlights, maybe check some in-game footage that he has played and stuff like that, because I generally have no idea how he looks. Will he play in Olympics? I don't know the Olympic squad for France. If he plays, I will definitely look at that then. I will definitely look, but who knows? Who genuinely knows? Will it be a good signing? If you watch Ligue 1, let me know down in comments below. But again, another player who genuinely, I'm not gonna lie, feels like another Nuno Tavares type of player. Another Nuno Tavares type of signing. He looks similar as well, I'm not gonna lie. Woof, 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 Nuno Tavares, the dog. But it is what it is, we'll have to wait and see. But another player randomly linked out of nowhere for me in general, and I don't see it. Again, I genuinely don't see it, because Arsenal wanted Hudson, they still want him. Maybe they're gonna wait a year now. But what's gonna happen? Who knows? Arteta might not be here in a year. Who genuinely knows? Signing, potentially. According Fabrizio Romano, Arsenal are leading the race to sign a 15-year-old Ryan McAdoo. Having had a proposal for the player, McAdoo is expected to leave Chelsea this summer. So for once we are signing someone from Chelsea, not Chelsea signing from us. In youth, I mean. Specifically Omari Hutchinson and that stuff. But otherwise, 15 years old, who knows what's gonna happen? Genuinely, who knows what's gonna happen with him? I don't know, I haven't seen him play. And he signs, he goes into academy, whatever gonna happen, I guess, is gonna happen. And the last rumor, Victor Osimhen is waiting for the Premier League, where his agent is talking to Arsenal. Allegedly, again. Without offers in Europe, it seems certain that Osimhen will move to Saudi. Yes, he has an offer from Saudi on the table, unless if he wants to move. That's according to Roma or whatever is Scott Tweet or whatever is basically a journalist from Italy. So it will be interesting to see what's going to happen with that. Arsenal are in a need for a striker, I'm not gonna lie, because one of the biggest Arsenal's issues last season wasn't the fact that we didn't create chances. It wasn't the fact that we didn't score enough goals. Well, in a way it was, but at the end of the day, it was the fact that when the going got tough, in the clutch moments, we couldn't get the job done in that 9 position when we needed an elite finisher. But again, this now comes into a question. For me, Osimhen is not basically an elite finisher. He was average for Nigeria in AFCON. He didn't do great in Serie A this season. Last season he had a great season. Yeah, but again, for me, he's not an elite finisher. He's not consistent enough. Let's just say that. He gets injured at times. So if you want to blow 100 million on him, 113 million euros, I think the release clauses are. Again, you need a player who will be fit throughout the whole season pretty much, who will score you 20 plus goals. So at the end of the day, you are at where you need to be, not where you could be. Again, for the 3rd season in a row. Anyhow, sorry for being so skeptic in this situation with these transfer rumors, but I basically took a step back with this fact that Šeško didn't go through and kind of started looking at signings separately and just go separately. For example, Chiesa separately, Šeško separately, Gyökeres separately, Isak and stuff like that. And I realized that nobody has any freaking idea what they're talking about. In a way, what I mean by that is the fact that nobody knows what is going on. Yes, you could say there was some interest in Šeško. We can agree to that. But at the end of the day, nobody genuinely has idea who Arsenal will go for, who they're gonna sign, why they're gonna sign, and when they're gonna sign at the moment. Everything all is a speculation. Because yesterday, Dave Dornstein himself said, I'm sick of tired of guessing, yes, guessing what's gonna happen with Erin Ten Hag at Manchester United, who's gonna be their manager. So basically, he just admitted that he's guessing most of the time what's gonna happen. So kind of applies to transfers as well, doesn't it? In a way, to be honest, because the fact is, if he's done it once, he's gonna do it again in a way. So it is what it is. But at the moment, we're gonna talk about Edu. A guy who I have very small belief that he's gonna do anything great this transfer window, because we talked about that lots of depends on sales, and biggest question is why? Because we got told in March that the Cronkies are gonna back Mikel Arteta. Arsenal have made 80-90 million from Champions League and everything, so we should have money to go and spend, but we're not doing that. So and then all of a sudden, talk is starting to come out that Arsenal need to sell players to sign some players. They need to balance the books and everything. So all of a sudden, FFP, PSR, everything is coming into play. All of a sudden, because that's why nothing happened in January. That's why we can't do anything at the moment. And you will say open windows in 2 days on June 14th. You can sign officially players in July 1st, but that's not stopping players for signing. You can already agree to terms, agree to everything, just announce it when the right time comes. Because most of the teams are already signing players. Villa, Chelsea, Real Madrid obviously with Mbappe, Aston Villa, West Ham, everyone's in the market and doing things. Arsenal are just, for example, at the moment, just being a backup dancer, generally sitting back and just playing the secondary role. And I'm generally so sick of the fact that we are one of the top clubs in England, one of the top clubs in the world, and we are moving like a mid-table team basically. It's so annoying. And basically it all comes down to Edu. Because Edu together with Arteta have signed very many subpar players. They have blown our money on very irrelevant players that at the moment are the reason, the spendage is the reason why we cannot sign players. Because we don't have money, we have to comply with FFP, PSR and all that crap. So we are in basically a pickle at the moment. And let's be real, Arsenal at the moment have a team of quite a bit of players. But we need to sell Ramsdale. That is one. That's, I would say, about 25-30 million. Because the reports of Arsenal wanting 40-50 million, if they want that, he's never going to get sold. Nobody's going to pay that. I'm telling you that right now. Nobody's gonna play 40-50 million for him. At worst, he will go out on loan. At best, in this instance. Karl Hein maybe could be re-signed. Okonkwo just got released. Saliba, staying Gabriel. Zinchenko needs to go, that's 2. Cedric left, okay. Partey is going, that's 3. Elneny left. Lokonga, that's 4. Smith Rowe, that's 5. Fabio Vieira, that's 6. Reece Nelson, Edin Nketiah, Gabriel Jesus. Technically, you need to sell 9 players. 9. 9 players out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. From 24 players you need to sell 9. So basically we would have 15-man squad and use that money to sign other players. But the thing is, under Mikel Arteta and Edu, there has been this thing, re-signing players to protect their value. And we have such a good re-signing system to protect their value that we cannot sell them. Nobody wants them. Because, let's be real, Fulham want Emil Smith-Rowe. They are ready to pay 30 million for Eddie Nketiah. So why the fuck is still he at the club? Why is Eddie still at the club and hasn't been sold yet? Why is he still here? Why? Why? And another time, why is he still at the club? Thomas Partey, 20 million for example, let him go. Yeet him. 17 something million for Sambi Lokonga. Send him to Gulag, whatever, wherever you want. What's his face? Fulham want to pay about 25-30 million for Emil Smith-Rowe as well. Why is he still here? Send him, because we all know that Arteta doesn't like Emil Smith-Rowe. He prefers Fabio Vieira. Fabio Vieira, maybe one more season, who knows? For me, he's gone, but it is what it is. But Reece Nelson, why is he still at the club? Nketiah, again, there was interest from Wolves, Everton, of course, Fulham and everything. But we are now reading that Everton and Wolves and other teams are looking to a different striker, also from Premier League. So definitely Eddie Nketiah again is not moving. So every hype that we had about selling any player, same goes with Zinchenko, with Bayern Munich and everything, it's not happening. Let's be real, it is not happening. Yes, you could say it's overreactionary at the moment, but it's not. Because we are not a club that sells. Because we have some incompetent people who are managing the sales and signings many times. We are signing subpar players who are mid-table team level, but somehow we think they're good for Arsenal. Players who were here when we were 8th are still here, and they haven't been changed for teams who are fighting consistently now in top 4, fighting for the title and fighting in Champions League. Why are they still here? We don't have proper backups. We are missing about 4 or 5 proper backups. We are missing 3 proper starters. We tried to replace Patrick Vieira for about 15 years because we thought, oh, Flamini will do the job, so Wenger leaves him. Flamini plays good for 3 games, oh, he will be good, he will be the big replacement. But at the end of the day, we haven't replaced Patrick Vieira. We signed Partey, we thought that will be the trick. No, he's injured. All of a sudden, he gets injured all the time. He had 1 decent season, and that's about it. Just like Granit Xhaka, he spent here 6 years and he had 1 good season. Partey as well spent 4 years. 4? 21, 22, right? Yeah, 4. I think 4 years, yeah. And he had 1 good season. That was the last season when he didn't get injured most of the time. But mind you, towards the end part of the season, he died off and we lost the league again. We lost the league twice when we should have won. We should have been the double champions back to back, to be honest, but we didn't do anything. We signed David Raya. Okay, Ramsdale needs to go. Good goalkeeper. Many teams need goalkeepers. Arsenal won 40 million. Guess what? He is not leaving. Arsenal will try, Edu and Arteta, almost specifically in this instance, Garlic or whoever, will try to do maybe a loan with obligation or option to buy. And that option to buy will be peanuts. Genuinely, because this is the thing. We either let the players run out of contracts, we lose their value and they just go for free, or we sell them for such low prices, it's like other teams are shopping in 99-cent store. Basically, because we don't sell players for value whatsoever. Best Arsenal sales, I think, have been Balogun, Oxlade-Chamberlain, who else is there? Joe Willock. Those have been the best Arsenal sales because most of the time we let players go on free, and that is the thing. See all the departures. Can you kind of list them from transfer date? Doesn't matter. Here we go. All seasons, top departures. Let's just see for sake of an argument what has been Arsenal's best business on players leaving. Going out. Okay, we are looking at recent times because that's the only thing. 38 for Oxlade-Chamberlain. Okay, that's old. Iwobi for 30. Florian Belgen for 30. Joe Willock for nearly 30. Theo Walcott for 22. Somehow, mind you. And the next one is Martinez for 16. We left Martinez go for 16 freaking million. 16 million. A guy who has just won World Cup. He might win Copa America this summer, and it is just embarrassing. Genuinely. We sell the players for wrong prices. We sign the players for overpriced prices. Then we sell them again for low prices because they haven't worked out and we cannot sell them properly even they have potential and everything, even they have good contracts on them. We basically pay them off. Thus we are ending our transfer windows with losses, and thus we are now damaging us. And it is the thing, that is the biggest thing. Current transfer record, minus 150 million, nearly. No, a bit more than 150 million pounds. That's our transfer record at the moment. That is how pathetic we are at selling players. Because let's be real, if Arsenal sold from all the 9 players we just talked about, I counted at least 4 or 5, we can easily get about 100 plus million, 120 million without eyes closed. Genuinely. And that would be amazing because that you could add that for Kroenkes, give you 150, 200 million. You have 320 million to spend to improve your squad. Light work. But again, knowing Arsenal, we could sell all, let's just say those 5 players I said 120 million. Knowing Arsenal, we will sell them for about 60. Generally, half the price. It's like buy one, get one free in a way. Genuinely, Arsenal are operating like that. And I have no belief in Edu at the moment that he will do the right signings. Genuinely. Because he hasn't proved me otherwise. He hasn't proved me yet that he can do anything properly. And that is the biggest issue for me at the moment in the transfer window. This might be a very long transfer window. This might be a very painful transfer window for us Arsenal fans. And this might be a transfer window nobody is expecting. And the thing is, this is the transfer window where we need to get our things correct. Because if we don't win anything this season, Arteta has to go. Arteta for me has to go, even he needs to win at least 2 cups. For example, FA Cup, Carabao Cup he wins, we can talk about him staying. He needs to win Premier League or Champions League. He needs to win something major. 1 trophy isn't enough. In 6 years you win me 1 trophy, get in the bin. Well, sorry, 2 trophies. Nobody's putting up with that. You spend nearly £1 billion. Nobody's putting up with that. And the thing is, sooner rather than later, our main players will also think, well, under this manager, we can't achieve shit. So, already, Gabriel is wanted by many teams, to be honest. I think Atletico Madrid and other big teams. Saliba is wanted for the 2nd season already by Real Madrid. Saka might go, I don't know, Liverpool or wherever. Odegaard might go to a massive team like Bayern Munich or something. There's definitely big teams who will take our best players. And then we will be back again being 8th at best. And again, it will start over and over again. Because Kroenkes are happy being top 4 at the moment. They don't care about winning. They were happy when Wenger finished the top 4 consistently. It was like a trophy to them. We are now there again, and unless something changes, nothing will change. Because Arteta in his team only has yes men. Yes man, yes captain, yes sir, yeah, I heard, I do, I know, I will. And that's it. They don't have egos. They don't have players that will stand up for each other during the game, that will go in a scrap, who will try and punch someone out if something happens. Because Saka gets yacked every single 2 minutes in the game. If that happens when Patrick Vieira is our captain, he already is drop kicking half of the team opposing one. Instantly. With that happening if he's touching one of our best players. Instantly, without shadow of a doubt. None of our players in the team will do that. They are nice, soft marshmallows. That's what they are. And I don't mean nice as in a good way. I have to add that as well. So genuinely, Arteta has lots of yes men. He doesn't want egos in his team. But to have a team, you need to have egos. Because you need them to push other players ahead in a way. Yes, it may disrupt a bit the dressing room. But that's when manager comes in. To put everything into shells properly so it works like a German train. Genuinely, like a German car. But because they are technically well built and everything works according the best technicians and everything. That's how it needs to be. But is it? It will be? No. Because the players are reflective of what of their manager is. And our manager is also. He's not a winner. He's not a winner. He's just a guy who will get close, but no cigar. And I generally believe that This season is the season, together with this window, for Arteta to win 2 major honors, 2 trophies. He needs to win 2 trophies or he needs to go, for me. And bring in the manager with a winning mentality, with proven track record, who can win and install this mentality in our players. Because our players won't put up with this for too long. They will leave at some point as well. So this transfer window is more important than you can imagine. And I'm not sure at the moment Arsenal are genuinely gonna act on that. I don't think they get it. They genuinely don't get it. And if they don't get it during this transfer window, it's end. It's the end. Genuinely, it will be the end of days. Anyhow, those are my thoughts about this transfer window, how important it is to us. Sorry to be a bit of a negative side on the transfers that we talked about today, but everything together, when you put it into shelves and you put it stories in, and they start to align, you just see that it's not as rosy as media wants to portray it. It will never be as rosy. The PR, if you can look past it, if you know how to look past it, you will see the proper light. Because they are just giving you shades, the pink glasses, like beer goggles and everything, like you take someone out and everything, you're drunk, seems cute, you sober up, oh god. And that's generally what it is at the moment. Because as soon as you sober up with this PR and it disappears, you will genuinely see what's happening at Arsenal, in transfers, in the club and everything, and you genuinely will believe, oh god, how did we get there? Anyhow, as I said, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think down in comments below. Take care. I already know I will get a massive stick and backlash for this video, but hey ho, here we are. Take care, stay safe, like, comment, subscribe, and see you all tomorrow. Peace.